New gun owners, welcome. I'm Chris Nelson, President at MCARBO, and we are excited to welcome you to the firearm community. I'm glad to hear that we've got a lot of new gun owners out there since the COVID-19 pandemic, everything going on. A lot of people have started to take it a little more seriously, which is exciting. So with that, a lot of us seasoned gun owners, we would be a little concerned that new gun owners might just rush out, buy something, grab it, and not really know how to use it. Not to mention a lot of ranges are closed right now. So just a little public service announcement here, just give you some quick little pointers, make this a completely short video on what to do. You just bought a gun, now what? All right, so we're gonna give you some comedic relief here. Just a little disclaimer, this is all, obviously, I'm gonna cut to what not to do, and I'm gonna cut to what to do. So portraying somebody that just had no idea what they were doing, but thought they did. All right, so it's good to go into it with an open mind, try to learn as much as you can in the process. You have a new firearm, it's good to learn, read that owner's manual, watch some videos, there's plenty of them out there. And these are just some very basic tips. You just bought the gun, you pulled it out of the box, now what do you do? Yo, check out my new piece, matches my get up. Yeah, tiger stripe, 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 stripe. Yeah, it's clear. I mean, I just cleared it. I just cleared it for you again, dude. I know what I'm doing, finger on the trigger at all times. Look, I'll prove it to you, all right? It's clear. Like, you're getting all scared because I'm pointing a gun at you, man. Like, people ain't gonna think you're hard, you know what I'm saying? I'll prove it to you, it's clear. Oh. Shh. Well, very important to know how to clear it, how to make sure you're safe with it, and then there's plenty more to do later down the road once you get to the range and you start shooting. You can work on the accuracy, the performance, but right now, let's just be safe with it. So the muzzle, the barrel, always point that in a safe direction. And it's really easy. A lot of seasoned people too can kind of fall victim to this where they may inadvertently flag people with that muzzle, with that barrel. So the idea is to always treat it like it's loaded, and it should make you a little uneasy when you see somebody kind of waving it around. I mean, you want to keep it in a safe direction, the wall, in the air, something down on the ground. Preferably though, you just want to think about if a round went off, where would I want that to go? Worst case scenario. So always a safe direction. Now clearing procedures, they can get a little overwhelming if you're trying to memorize all the steps. So let's try to understand the concept. You want to remove the source of ammunition first and foremost. If there's a magazine in there, you got to get rid of that magazine. So you got rid of most of the ammunition, but there is that possibility there's one more in the chamber and you don't know. So you're going to lock your slide back and you're going to inspect it. You're going to inspect the chamber, the bolt face, and the magazine well. So it's a 3-point check. If you watch any of our installation videos, we're always going over that. So chamber, bolt face, because a round could get hung up there. The extractor could pull it out of the chamber and it'd still be sitting right there. So you always want to visually look in. And then the magazine well, make sure magazine well is empty. It's good to be a little obsessive compulsive when checking your firearm, when knowing the status of your firearm, whether it's clear or not. Even if you just checked it 10 minutes ago, it's great practice to just go ahead and check it again. It may seem weird. You're like, no, I know what I'm doing. Don't get too confident. When you get a little complacent, that's when those accidents happen. So you're always checking it, chamber, bolt face, magazine well, and this is how you would typically hand it off to somebody because it's a nice courtesy. So you've got it all opened up for them. They can see real quick that it's clear, and then they can go to look at it and see what you got. But it's kind of some nice courtesy, nice practice. So muzzle, always being aware of that. We don't want to just wave it around, inadvertently pointing it at people. We always want to check it to make sure it's clear. Chamber, bolt face, magazine well. All right, and that first thing we do, when it's in this status, is obviously finger off the trigger at all times. That's something that a lot of new shooters, they gravitate towards. When they put their hand on it, they want to put their finger right on the trigger. Don't do that. Put your finger right up here, right on the side of the frame, just like that, and you'll be good to go. And that's how you'll see a lot of experienced shooters operating. They're gonna obviously have good trigger finger discipline, and that can be your #1 safety right there. Keeping your finger off that trigger is going to make sure that the trigger doesn't get pulled. It's when you get complacent, you run around like this, so it's good to have trigger finger discipline, muzzle pointing in the safe direction at all times, You remove that source ammunition, first and foremost, and then you inspect it. Chamber, bolt face, mag well. All right, so let's go see some examples of what not to do.
You want this one, or is he mine?
He's all yours.
Oh boy, thank you. Is he doing push-ups? Yep, he's doing push-ups. Oh no. What the hell is he doing?
I better go tell the boss.
Yeah, go let someone know. This is gonna be fun. All right, here we go.
Incoming.
Y'all need help?
Hey!
So one of the best things you can do when you come into a gun shop or a range or anything like that, have your firearm in a gun case. So the idea is you've got it out here, you know, people are well aware that are working the counter that, you know, you brought in a firearm, which is perfectly fine, but you got it in a case. And you can even let them know, like, hey, I brought this in, I'd like y'all to do some work on it, you know, blah, blah, blah. It's always a nice, more relaxed environment that way rather than pulling it out. Maybe you were concealed carrying it and you want to pull it out and show them. Preferably if you're going to bring it into the shop, get some work done, or go to the range, you got it in a case and you just make it, you know, obviously aware that, hey, here's my firearm. All right, I want to get some work done to it. It's in a case, you know, completely contained, and then you open it up together, or maybe you let them open it up. That's always a much appreciated route to go.
Man, Style, I got something right here for you.
Yeah, I got all these guns.
Got one of those already?
Yeah.
About one of these. You got one of these yet?
That's Colt 45.
Little snub 357 there, sir.
What? It's broken.
Yeah, you just want to close it nice and lightly there. Don't want to Oh, let's see here. Close it nice and easy there.
Yeah, that's gonna work right there.
Yeah, you really don't want to do that with revolvers, sir. It's going to cause some damage to it if you're not careful.
Oh. Yeah, I already knew that. What else y'all got?
I got custom Glock. Hey, yeah, thank you. Keep that pointed that way. We like to treat these all like they're loaded.
Why?
You never know. You don't want to get yourself hurt.
That's
Check
what's up.
check this out here. Custom Glock, ready barrel.
Why are you doing all that?
Hey, sir,
Just trying to impress me or
make sure we're all safe.
Damn, that's bright. I mean, I already know. I know everything about that.
Hey,
Oh,
is this shitty yet elegant enough for you?
What the hell is that? That
Oh,
might
sir.
be the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Y'all sell these?
Yes, sir. That's for sale. That's our new custom High Point C9 there.
That is what I'm talking about.
Even
Damn.
matches your suit.
How do I know if it's loaded or not?
Let's go ahead and pull the magazine out there, sir, at the bottom.
Why?
Make sure there's no bullets in it.
I mean, I knew that, man.
All right. Go ahead and set that down on the counter and pull that slide back.
Huh? So just to recap, you know, when we're handling firearms in the gun shop, you know, we always want to make sure it's clear. We drop that mag, we open that slide, we inspect the chamber, bolt face, magazine well, 100% clear, 3-point check, we're good to go. And we're handing it back and forth in this configuration, which makes it nice and easy for the other person to quickly check it and move along that way. So I hope this is helpful. Sum it up for any new shooters out there. You know, let's just be safe. We're always being aware of where that muzzle's pointing. We're always making sure it's clear. We're obsessively, compulsively checking it. Man, I just checked it 2 seconds ago. I'm checking it again. It's always good habits to kind of reinforce and practice. Maybe while you're at home under all this pandemic COVID-19 lockdown, you can start just getting familiar with it, handling it, because you don't need to go right to the range the first day you bought your first gun. You can actually get a little bit more comfortable and familiar with it first, manipulate the controls, see how to operate it, read the manual, maybe watch some installation videos on some great gun parts. Really appreciate you guys. Hope this was funny. Hope it was informative. Hope I didn't go too overboard on the whole craziness, but it's always fun to kind of let loose a little bit, do a little bit of Hollywood acting. Really appreciate you guys. Love your support. Check out what we're doing new over here at MCARBO. Thank you, and as always, happy shooting.